In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created what I'm calling contraband. 3 things that the church does not want to have in the building: a fake dirty magazine, a fake pack of cigarettes, and a bottle of liquor. We needed these things for an illustration of some bad men who later converted, and they ended up throwing these things in the trash can. Of course, I received approval from my pastor to do this skit as such. This is my fake pack of cigarettes. I made one of the cigarettes to look as if it were lit with a paint job. The others are unlit. I used red and white paper to indicate the Marlboro brand, but without the branding. Everyone has heard of the tough Marlboro men, so I went with that imagery because it fit our skit of tough men. For this project, I used wooden dowels to cut to cigarette size, a ruler and a pencil to mark where to cut, my miter box and saw to cut the dowel straight, and sandpaper to smooth off the cut edges. The paint colors I used were white, obviously, then unbleached titanium, which is kind of an off-white, and raw sienna mixed together to make the color of the filter end. I used red to give fire to one of the cigarettes, making it look lit. I mixed some black with white to make gray for the ash color at the end of the lit cigarette. I also used some brown to paint the tobacco on the unlit ends. I'm working with acrylic paints. I like to use a small plate to dispense and mix my paints because it washes off very easily. My kitty cat likes to watch my crafting. Maybe she likes to watch my hands move. Or maybe she likes to play with my supplies.
You want to smoke? A cat with a cigarette. She's smoking.
Cat smoking?
Yeah. She's got a cigarette.
Does that have paint on it? Did you get paint on you? No. It's dry. Alright, I guess I have to put these 3 in first. And then roll this up so that it fits right there to make it nice and tight. Glue that so we have a cigarette. A cigarette box. When the moon comes out, you can still see where we're in. As it covers white paper. A flat brush is useful for painting the straight line where the butt meets the rest of the cigarette. To make the cigarette box, I use cardboard, which I cut with a craft knife. To paint the tobacco, I used both brown and the mix that I used earlier on the filter, just dotting the colors on randomly so that it looks like tobacco bits or tobacco leaves. I think it turned out pretty good. I did not paint the end of the filter. I just let it be the natural color of the wood. I only made 6 cigarettes because I have no intention of making a full pack. Notice that I placed a divider inside the box and stuffed the rest of the box with paper. When I inserted the 6 cigarettes, I realized that the center divider was slightly crooked, which actually turned out to be perfect. It meant that the one lit cigarette would fall out easily when tapped, but the remaining would stay in place because they were tightly wedged in. Sometimes happy little unintended things happen. I placed an X on the lit cigarette so the user would know which one he should take out just in case it didn't fall that way. With the 6 in, I still had some space, so I inserted a rolled up piece of cardboard to fill the gap to ensure that the cigarettes would stay in their place. With the cigarettes in their places, I could now glue on the top. I covered the box with white paper, then placed a strip of red paper to go around the middle of the box. Then I covered the box with clear tape to resemble cellophane wrapping, as a pack of cigarettes would have. I think it turned out really realistic looking. Now for a dirty magazine. I didn't want to use a real porn magazine. Since these were guys in the skit, I thought a gun magazine would be a good replacement so they could enjoy the magazine. I cut a large paper to fit the magazine and just glued it to the front and back cover. It kind of wraps around from front to back. Then I cut out a large red X to place on both the front and back covers, and using markers placed the word rated below the X. So it says X rated. For the liquor bottle, I just happened to have a pancake syrup bottle that has the shape of a liquor bottle. So I washed it out and the user put water in it for his skit. So now we have safe contraband to be used for our Hoosier men in our church skit. Hope you liked it.